All right, I'm recording now. Tgramzz is immediately broadcasting. Today we're going to be doing a discussion on the, what month is it?
We're going to be talking about the pip.
It is August.
The August Devblog. Isn't everyone excited about the August Devblog?
Yeah, woo! Devblog was actually decent, so you know.
Yeah, it seemed
Posted
nice.
September 1st.
You people.
I was
It was
posted-
released on it was released on August 31st. Anyways,
This is an American-centric conversation.
so I'm just gonna fly up
West
into the air real
Coast,
quick, and
especially.
I'm gonna open it up, and I'm gonna get a topic rolling. So I don't even have it open right now. I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Oh, wait, are we supposed to do introductions?
First topic.
Oh, you want an introduction? Sure. Roll call. We got Flamingo at the top of the list. Flamingo, say hi.
Hi guys, my name's Flamingo.
Flamingo, how long have you been playing the Isle?
Too long. Since 2019?
Since 2019, and I met you on the Isle Discord.
Yeah, the Isle Cord, that burning hellscape.
And then
Yeah.
Tgramzz, hello.
What's up, man?
So Tgramzz, I met Tgramzz back in 2018 playing Legacy Isle. Tgramzz has been here basically since the beginning too. Since the beginning of
Nostrils were orange.
back when Ostros were orange.
The good old days.
All right, cool. And then Extatixz, kind of skippable, not gonna lie.
That's true.
Um, Extatixz.
Yeah, you see, he's living in my shadow, my glorious image. I'm so massive in comparison.
Yep.
So Extatixz is a newer addition to the group. This is now we're now hazing him into the group by pointing him out and talking about him in specific.
Which is fine by me. I can live to respond.
Extatixz used to be QA and then was other than honorably discharged because he posted anyways, he posted cringe and he was kicked out.
What? No,
That's
Extatixz,
not
you're not
the
supposed to
reason
post
for-
cringe.
But okay. Alas, yes, I cringed.
He took a break from QA. And then Mowser, I've known Mowser for quite a while. I met you through Pidge, basically. Mowser, not much to say about Mowser. He's from Australia.
Kind of a dick, really.
Kind of a dick.
He's actually from New
Very
Zealand.
loud.
He's actually.
I'm actually from New Zealand, yeah.
You can tell. You can tell from his accent. He's from New Zealand. You can't fool us.
Yeah. I mean, it's true because all Australians are paid actors anyway.
Yeah, and then Mowser also, fun fact, is notoriously good at playing the recorder. Ever since
Any instrument.
he was a child, the moment he picked up the recorder, he was able to play a specific battle. He didn't even practice it. He just picked it up and started playing a battle song from Undertale.
Well-known singles include Megalovania, that one fight with Asgore.
The one fight with Asgore. His teacher actually had a heart attack because she was so shocked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he sent that person straight to the hospital.
And that kind of set the ball rolling for Mowser. And then Pidge
Started, like, killing
is
people.
Pidge.
Coolest one here.
Pidge
That is
notoriously.
furthest from the truth.
Old.
I met
Yeah.
Pidge is old.
They're not
What?
that
Pidge
old.
is
So-
Grandma Pidge.
Pidge,
I was
yeah,
old
Grandma
as fuck.
Pidge. Tgramzz famously, after meeting Pidge, came back and then confided in us that he had a dream that he met Pidge. Pidge was an old woman.
Yeah.
Just like Martin Luther King, he had a dream.
Yes.
I remember when I first met Pidge, I thought she was Australian.
Wow.
It's just
Well,
the
I mean,
time she
it's
was
very different
woke
from
up.
New Zealand accent.
Fuck. Just the time she was like waking up, I was like, this woman's got to be Australian.
No.
Yeah, I
I'm
thought it was funny.
Sneeze. Oh my god. Sneeze. Scared the shit out of me.
So we got introductions out of the way. I'm Smeasel. I'll let you guys describe me.
Epic gamer.
I was so
Lord,
hoping
who's
everyone
this?
would have just stayed dead silent. Oh, that would have been so funny.
No,
That would have
we
been
love
so
Smeasel.
good. No, we
Smeasel,
hate Smeasel.
introduction
Smeasel.
unwarranted.
Smeasel
Thank
is
you.
a very nice fellow, and I think he is super cool, and you guys should like him too.
Thank you. You're
Resident
so
Isle
right.
Community lore specialist.
Yeah, not like Claw, not the game lore expert. I'm the community lore expert. There's a distinction. Yeah, let me go ahead. We'll open up the Devblog. I'm gonna go here. I don't know if I'm gonna. This is just because kind of we're not no real structure to this or anything. I don't think I'm gonna worry about pulling it up on screen or anything. If you guys want to read along with it, you can pull it up. There'll be a link to it in the description of the video. I don't know.
Really
70.
dropping the ball here, Smeasel.
I'm gonna let's pull up the store page. Oh, it's not on the store page. It's on the there it is.
Let's pull
Does
up the
anyone-
store page. Have a look.
So the first part with Felipe, I could bring up a topic with this. So, he mentions, wait, I think I'm thinking of the Pterodactylus. The Pterodactylus thing was the quote that I was focusing on. But with the migration system, you guys have any thoughts on the migration system? I mean, with the fact that like it's going to be introducing like a different way to interact with the game with like diets and all that.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping the migration system was, because they hinted at it, I think it was a few devblogs ago, and I was thinking it would be something that was like apart from diet, but I guess it being intertwined with diet kind of makes it better for the game because it makes it like more cohesive and everything's
I mean,
like
that's why animals
interconnected.
migrate in real life.
Well, no, there's
Yeah.
there's a multitude of reasons for animals to migrate.
Well, that's the
besides just
main
food.
reason.
I mean, I don't really
Food.
want to get into like a big thing about like migration behaviors among the animal kingdom, but there's multiple
Anyway.
reasons for it.
But
The Isle is the Isle, so it's not necessarily comparable to real life on a one-to-one basis.
Yeah,
But
that's
As long as it's fun and it's a mechanic that only helps the game, then it will work fine.
I wasn't saying it's like a negatively necessary thing. It just wasn't what I was
Yeah, no.
expecting.
Yeah, but I'm in the same boat as Flamingo because I did think it'd be separate from the diet system, but now that we do know, along with the other introduction of the update diet system where you can actually mix and match different types to have different buffs and stuff, which, by the way, is something I'm very excited for. I think the migration system, factoring to that, where you have different diets available at different times, depending on what creature you're playing,
Yeah.
would give you an incentive to stick around a certain area longer or get moving, depending on what kind of gameplay style you want.
Yeah, I think it's I think it being intertwined will be like very interesting, and I think will add a lot of depth to gameplay.
Yeah, so the way they talk about it, the way they explain the way it's going to work in the Devblog, they say that basically the way to build your buff is that it's going to be like the order in which you eat your nutrients. So the way I take that is that it's like in the order in which you visit the nutrient. So it's like if you, what is it going to be like if you visited 3 different protein plants, or you had 3 different protein based meals as a predator, or I don't know how y'all take that.
I'm imagining
So I
something
have an idea on what it means. I think it's the way that I'm currently visualizing it is as a carnivore. Let's say that Tononto gives you balls like in normal, and Kano gives you S, and Hipsy gives you hot dogs, right? You kill 2 Tonontos, eat them, you have 2 slots filled up with balls, and then you kill a Kano and eat that, and then you have 1 S. I think that combination will give you like, oh, you can move a bit faster, you use less stamina or something like that, than if you had 2 S's and 1 ball slot, you'd get, you use more stamina, but you, I don't know, deal damage more, or some bullshit like that.
Yeah, I think I get what you're saying. I do want to mention though, like some time ago, the devs mentioned that they want to avoid just pure stat changes in terms of like perks and stuff, and they
Yeah,
want to go for some. I'm not sure what they haven't planned, but
I
think it's
understand
worth
that. I was
mentioning.
using those buffs. I was using those buffs as just an example.
Yeah, I wasn't saying it was a bad example. I just thought it was worth mentioning.
Blam is right, but the devs did go back on that actually in the specific devlog. I
did
believe
they?
it's an example of if you want to run longer, which means more stamina or less stamina drain, or you want to heal faster.
That is true.
Those are numerical stat perk buffs and changes, so you never know what we will see.
Oh yeah, that could be the case. I apologize if I came off rude then.
No, you're good. Don't worry.
They
Okay.
when we're talking about like damage or speed or whatever buffs, they do mention it later in the dev blog, but they are very specific to not mention any damage buffs.
Punch said in Discord.
Healing and stamina, but they did say shit about damage.
Yeah. Punch said in Discord that there will not, under any circumstances, be any buffs to damage from the diet thing. You will not be able to get extra damage.
Okay, another Pterodactylus.
You know, I think that makes sense from like a balancing perspective, because like that would just be like hell to get that to work right, and they are already having trouble with balancing.
No, it would just be everyone would choose the damage. You would just go more damage.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah.
Any variety to any of the dinos.
You know, I think you're right on that take right there.
Drinking, God.
Okay.
I would also like to mention before we move on from the diet topic, Gore. The introduction of that in Update 6 is going to change how diet's supposed to work in general, right? So it may not even be that you find, say, 2 different Tonantos and then something else, right? You could have organ stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like maybe
I'd say actually that would make more sense. I'd say that it would be you kill a Tonanto and then you eat its liver. That gives you balls. You eat its its lung or something. You probably wouldn't, but that'll give you S, something like that, and you can get all the nutrients from one dino, but you choose how to mix and match it.
I think that would make more sense, honestly, yeah, instead of having to...
Yeah.
Oh, you know, I think there's something we're overlooking when it comes to the organs.
Yeah.
I think we're forgetting about stuff like bone marrow and that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Talking about that earlier in the Discord, I was thinking maybe there's like specific organs that will spawn at specific like times of rotting. Like if in a fresh kill there's heart, lungs, liver, in an older kill or things if those have been eaten off of or out of, it spawns a different set that maybe something like scavengers would be more interested in eating.
Well, if we see
It also talks of interactive bones, is that right? I don't have the devlog pulled up right now.
I think
Didn't they also talk about Cerato is going to, well, the kind of way that the decomposition will work is most things will eat it while it's fresh. There will be only a few creatures that can eat it when it's somewhat rotten, and then Cerato and Dino and shit like that will be able to eat it at any stage, and the benefits might be better when it's more rotten than when it's fresh.
That's really cool.
I think that would make sense, yeah. Because that way...
I think that would be very cool.
It's important to note that bones can stay... The marrow and stuff can stay in there even well after it's like... The rot is like past.
Thousands of years.
Oh yeah, for thousands of years.
And they have also said, I think it was in the last dev blog, they said that Cerato would eat bones or some shit like that. I
think. Go ahead.
Donnie's also described it as the rot wagon too. So just, I mean, that's hard. I don't know if we really know for sure if it's going to be a bone specialist or like a rotting flesh specialist or both.
I think
it'll just eat both.
I think bones in general are going to be something that we see a lot of different animals eat, whether or not they specialize in like rotting flesh or not. Because in the Gore mock-up that was posted with the Utah that had like the cavity, you can see its ribs, and there's no reason like a predator can't just like break off one of those bad boys and like snack on that.
I absolutely agree.
So I have a quick point that I want to bring up before I forget. So for Cerato specifically, because we're on the topic of that, with the way that it works, and Pidge also mentioned the point about the time-based advantages. So imagine that a body starts with all of its nutrients in it, and over time, like Pidge said, maybe certain things spawn over the course of time. Maybe Cerato can get all of those benefits at any period. So even like a Cerato can eat a fresh meal for sure, but not all creatures can eat it after it's been a long period of time has passed, but only like Cerato doesn't care, basically.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. I was going to say that would definitely stop Cerato from being a pure scavenger. You don't want to take away its like hunting abilities entirely.
Agreed.
For it to have to like wait for the dinosaur to rot after they bring it down.
Yeah, that wouldn't make any sense. It'd be too disruptive.
Yep.
Okay, continue what y'all were talking about.
Yeah, sorry, Plan.
Oh no, I've already lost my train of thought, so we can do whatever you guys want.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
Oh no, don't feel bad. That's just how conversations go sometimes.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah, I like that conversation though. That was really good. So let's see. I'm just peeking through. If you guys want to have it open as well, and just kind of peek through and see if you spot anything you want to discuss. I know I told everybody before coming into this to pick something. I didn't even do that myself, so I'm kind of a hypocrite.
I didn't even read that message, Smeasel.
It's okay. Do kind of want to
Sorry.
touch on the whole Quetz, and especially the picking up larger animals.
Oh yeah.
I know it's a little further down in Tapwing section, but if we don't mind skipping to it,
it's okay.
I think that first of all, a lot of people were saying in the Discord that they didn't want Quetz to actually be able to attack in the air, as that would just really, seemingly, from what Pterodactylus does now, would just fly down and peck the tops of the heads of everyone. It seems like it may be a bit strong.
Right. I'm of that same camp. I think that it's a dangerous road to go down, I think, for that. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know if it's good, because with the way that Pterodactylus works now, like we already see it where we're Utahs and we're fighting shit, and Pterodactylus shows up, and like if they know how to play it, they're just untouchable almost.
Yeah, I definitely see the worry there, but I think it's important to note that these concepts don't always make it into the game. So we might not see Quetz picking things up as big as Gallimimus.
Yeah, they might change that. You never know.
I kind of hope they do. I mean, not change it. I hope they keep it. I think that's cool.
Yeah, I think that'll be really cool to be able to just pick shit up.
I don't like
balancing wise.
Aerial attacks, but yeah, picking shit up's cool.
I think it might also be worth noting that maybe the Gallimimus that it's picking up might just be an individual with lower health. Like how Carno can like one-shot a Hipsy and pick it up. Maybe this Gallimimus was at like 25% health and it just got him.
So here's something also that I've just thought of with attacking in the air.
Mm-hmm.
In the Tapwing section where she's talking about the Quetzal and shit, she says it's a nightmare to the many smaller creatures of the Isle, which to me... Nope, Tgramzz sleeping.
Is he actually sleeping?
He does go to sleep.
Hold on.
He does go to sleep.
Everyone quiet. I can't believe this is happening. There's no way. Tgramzz. Buddy. He fell asleep.
I'm a mere.
I'm a mere.
This is fucking outstanding.
Is he still on the Isle too?
Yeah.
His stream is still going, but he's got no night vision on and he's not looking around.
Oh my god.
Anyway, what I was saying was from that little quote, it seems like Quetz is going to be a specialist at killing smaller creatures, like how Carno's supposed to be. Meaning that what they could do to balance out the aerial attacks is make it so that it scales with the size of the dinosaur. So if it's tiny, it's going to wreck it. If it's like a T-Rex size, well, it's going to do fuck all. I know it has a big, giant, long pike of a nose, beak, whatever the fuck. But like, I don't know, I think that's a way they could balance it. But at the same time, they could just take that out and give it the grab.
Yeah, they could it all really depends on when it's implemented because they can make so many balance changes like they have before. They're just going to keep experimenting until they find what works.
It'll all be numerical changes too. Like you don't necessarily need the whole scales with size thing. They can just make the bite damage go to a certain point and not want to pick up anything after that, right?
Yeah. Something I think that's really worth mentioning is in the concept art, on the top left, you can see it picking up a Protoceratops, and it seems like it's picked it up out of a burrow. So it's possible that this animal can like break through certain burrows, like if it's too shallow or something.
Right.
Or
Same
like
thing with Beipi in the water. Its long beak seems to be able to like reach into any small place that you usually wouldn't be able to go to.
yeah, kind of like what's that Operation game with the tweezers?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So Zan, were y'all talking about the aiming sort of mechanic at all? Did y'all bring that up?
With Zan?
So Zan, Zann, he's a Allo user for anyone watching.
Great guy.
Great guy, by the way. Great guy. Really,
yeah, he's really nice.
Cool guy. Really like it. Cool guy.
He sucks. He doesn't play with us enough.
True.
Anyways.
He moved to the UK and now he's estranged from us. So anyways, Zan was really excited about the dossier. He wrote up a suggestion for Quetz. He thought of a really cool way to kind of balance out its attack, so you can kind of keep the high damage on it, but something that they've been kind of, I think, working into the game, like kind of massaging into the game from what I've seen, because you can kind of you can press V and your camera goes on either side of you, and also this works with Hipsy where you can, when you're aiming your shot, it goes to the side of your head and you see a little reticle pop up. Zan's idea was to let it have because they're saying it's going to have a really powerful like stabbing pecking attack basically, or stabbing attack. So he said kind of give it a mechanic like Hipsy where you aim it and you kind of wind it up, and maybe your head would also arch back to kind of telegraph that to other creatures and players. And you'd have a little reticle show up, so it'd have like a precision hit that would be kind of like a skill shot, and if you weren't hitting those shots you wouldn't be getting that DPS out, making you vulnerable. So it's kind of it's got like a skill ceiling to it.
I like that idea a lot.
I really enjoy that.
I like that, yeah.
Yeah, you can see it if you go to the IL official Discord feedback channel. You can go to Zan's post. It's ZZ, E is in Eleanor, N is in Nancy, N is in Nancy. And he has I don't know if he's made the actual feedback post, but you should go encourage him to make it, because he was kind of drafting it out and it sounded really cool.
Did you
Yeah,
say
I really like that idea.
Zenn?
Zenn.
Zen. Z is in.
Yeah, you said E is in Eleanor.
I know, I fucked it up. Z is in Z. A is in Alan. Apple. N is in Nancy. N is in Nancy. So. Sorry.
Can't believe you Smith. I thought you were a dino.
Zan's gonna watch this video back and he's gonna throw his fucking table.
Yeah, my good friend Zen.
I can't believe that you didn't use dinosaur names as this
Z. What the fuck would Z be?
Xenoceratops?
No.
That's an X. Xenoceratops would be X, wouldn't it?
The Rex.
Tyrannus, or whatever. However.
Oh, Zhuang. Probably some Chinese dinosaur has a Z name.
It is. Yeah.
The beach looks great at night. Well, not great. It's just bright as fuck.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about.
Sorry to be off topic.
No, it's okay.
Yes.
I kind of want to talk about Robo Quetz and kind of what kind of role it might play, both gameplay wise and lore wise.
There's a lot of really cool conversations about that in Isle Court today.
Yeah. So gameplay wise, I don't know what the lore thing is going to be. I'm not worried about that. But I think one of the purposes gameplay wise, it could serve as a aerial border guard that works in tandem with some kind of aquatic border guard that's being controlled by the staff who runs the isle or whatever, and it keeps animals from exiting the ecosystem.
That's a good idea. Although you do see in that specific concept art, they're in a biodome or an aviary.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's just like the workshop. Like this is where the scientist, because you can't. It's gonna be kind of hard to fit that guy in a smaller building
Mhm.
and like
Right.
test him and stuff. So in the biodome, you could have like a test flight with it.
That's
Right.
cool.
I
That's a good
reckon
idea.
that it's just in the concept art, just as like a wink and a nod to Tapwing's old little drawing that she did of
Yeah,
the Robo Quetz.
that's a good point, actually,
Possible.
Mowser. So I think that I think it's a really cool idea. I can't wait if it is going to come to the game for it to be in the game, but Mowser has a point that like it is still just concept art, and we might never actually see it in games. That's also important to consider.
It'd be like our turtle, like canon. How Ben is canon,
Right.
where it's like
Yeah.
Or it might
possible,
not
but-
even, it might never see like a substantial, like you never see a substantial like of seeing it in the game, but it might just be like a wink and a nod to it in the lore or something. But
You're like,
Now,
this
what
was
about type O Quetz? That's looking like something I'm kind of worried
Right.
about there.
Type Omni-Man, what?
Type O.
Exactly.
That's what Dondi called it, I believe. Oh, this one's dead.
Yep.
Wait,
is
is the type
type
O-
O and the Robo Quetz the same thing?
We don't know,
I know.
but I'm imagining at this point, specifically because he said type O Quetz, right? Or was
Well, then
someone
again,
else did,
also something else. Tapwing has made also a bunch of concept art about like strain Quetzes and shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
So it could be that maybe. I don't know.
yeah, there's a lot of possibilities that I think we won't really get to know about until it like comes out.
Yeah, which again I'm very excited for if ever we do see it. But for now, it's just another fun Alcord mystery that we'll probably not know.
Yeah,
On
but there
another
are some
note-
cool theories about it that we can talk about too that I wanted to kind of go over briefly. So as far as like function goes, you guys talked about it being kind of like a patrol sort of thing. Like it's not like so there's a couple possibilities I can see, that I can picture. So there's one where you guys talked about like it's like the patrol thing. So maybe it's like how imagine in like I think of DayZ for example. In DayZ you have like these unmanned, almost like NPC aircraft that fly over. You never interact with them, but maybe they drop things. There might be maybe this Quetz is just something that wanders the island, and maybe it like flies around and you just see it flying by. Maybe it never lands, but maybe it's something that the mercenaries can like hook into. Like you know how like they're gonna have like access to cameras. We see that there's a camera on the Quetz, so or maybe it just acts like a straight up drone where you like the mercenaries.
I need to say this before I forget it. I'm so
Sure.
sorry to
You're
interrupt
fine.
you.
You're
Smeasel.
fine. No, you're fine.
So a while ago, this is going to be a little not off topic, but it's going to be more to do with humans. A while ago, I had an idea of a system for humans where they could repair like a radio or something in a little human base, and they could phone into HQ or something, and they complete tasks or something. They deal with a dinosaur, kill it, get the parts, and send it back, and then they get a currency or something, and then they can spend that currency on a supply drop or a vehicle or something like that will aid them. If they were going to do that idea of a supply drop, they could use a Robo Quetz to drop it in, because I mean maybe if a plane flies over, you know, it might get taken down by other Quetzes, whereas a Robo Quetz might just fly right under the, you know what I'm talking about?
Right.
Although I do like the idea, if that was the case for RoboQuest to be added for that purpose, I do want to point out it's a survival horror game. I'm not sure if currency is going to be kind of added in with that supply drop system.
Yeah, I know that was just more of an idea. The whole currency quote unquote idea was more so if it comes to the point where mix packers are so horribly bad with the game and there's nothing that's really stopping them, they could make it so that humans are rewarded for taking them out. And then they get rewarded with some quote-unquote currency that allows them to get more weapons or this, that, or the other. That was the original idea of it.
Or, I like where this idea is going. Rather than it just being like a currency, what if they were to get just some kind of resource from that? like, let's say the Isle is like a monitored ecosystem. What if the quote-unquote powers that be, the people controlling this ecosystem, reward these mercs in another roundabout way, like just avoiding...
Like the Truman Show.
Yeah, like the Truman Show. But just like avoiding like the
Yeah.
currency thing.
It's more of a, hey, you know what? We're gonna help you survive a little bit better instead of you get paid for this.
Yeah, so my
apples.
theory on that, so I don't think that those powers that be or whatever, the people who are running the island, I don't see them being around anymore, because the buildings we see in the game are all abandoned and haggard and destroyed, and like they've left things behind, so whatever they were doing has obviously failed. So I think that the picture we see in the devblog is not meant to be what we're going to see in the game. I think that's supposed to be like a flashback.
You know, I think you might be right, Smeasel.
I think he's 100% right.
So
Yeah,
I think that that's a
you're on the money.
flashback, and I think anything to do with the Quetz, or that Robo Quetz, my idea is that maybe it's like, again, I'm thinking back to DayZ. So DayZ has, I think of it as like gear. If we're looking at it as, because like, Donnie even called it the Quetzal Cooperative, what does he call it?
Yeah, that's right.
He puts like the Quetzal Cooperative. So obviously, so that's, if we're to take that at face value, that's implying that it's going to be helping the mercs. Too.
I don't know if it's going to be quote unquote helping, but it could be a resource that mercs take advantage of.
That's what I mean. Like it's not like a sentient thing. I think it definitely has to be something they are controlling. It is, if it's going to be in the game, it's like a drone. It has a camera on it. It's literally built like a drone. It's got the camera on the bottom facing down. So I think it's going to be a way for them to monitor things from above. But the way you attain it, if I'm taking any cues from games like DayZ, where it's like you're gathering loot and kind of building your gear set, you have I mentioned this to Pidge earlier, they have a helicopter in the game. It's a biprop helicopter called the Chinook. It's like a really good transport helicopter, but it takes a lot of time to get all the resources and stuff to put it together and repair it. It's hard to get to and all that, and to maintain it because it uses a lot of fuel. So there's going to be a lot of bunkers in this game, the Isle, supposedly, from all like the human structures we're seeing. I'd imagine this is like, maybe it's like deep in a bunker and you get to the end of the bunker and maybe it's like it's walled off in like the side of a mountain, and it like opens up this giant like hangar door, and you've got to the end of this, you've unlocked the end of this bunker, and the last door opens for free or something, and there's a big like Robo Quetz parked in there, and you can just have access to it, and it like spawns there.
I could definitely see that. I think it's really...
It's a lot, but...
I think it's going to serve like... definitely serve multiple purposes on the map.
Right.
Because
it's definitely got to do something. I'm really sticking to my idea of it's going to do like a supply drop or something. I really think that, I just feel like that. I don't know.
I mean, but the mercs are already a presence there. They want them to have little like homemade helicopters or small lightweight helicopters to traverse, like one-man helicopters.
Hold on. Back on the border guard thing, those small helicopters, they could get taken out by this thing, couldn't they?
Maybe.
Like if this is like a reinforced mecha animal.
It looks really lightweight. I'm gonna say it's gonna look really lightweight. I'm not sure.
It's gonna look lightweight no matter what we do because it's a Quetzalcoatlus. And that's a lightweight animal. But they could like throw in any kind of lore reason they need to for this to work as whatever purpose they need it to work.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I think I think there's a lot of possibilities, and I think all of you guys have really good ideas, but I really think one of the purposes this dude is going to serve is as a border guard.
Maybe.
Oh, fuck.
Maybe Steggy.
I feel like I'm onto something with the supplies drop.
I think
not necessarily the whole way that the supply drop happens, but like it's going. I think that's if
it's definitely going to be in the game. The mercs are definitely going to call in supply drops. I can definitely see that being a thing. But but the mercs are already a presence on the island. They just have nowhere to land. I think the mercs are arriving by boat, But they could still, there's nowhere for them to land a plane, but they could definitely pass a plane over to drop anything they need. They wouldn't need a Robo Quetz to do that.
Okay, hold on real quick.
Counterpoint. Sorry, go ahead, Phil.
I thought Mercs was just like a placeholder name. I thought these guys were like, I'm pretty sure we knew that these guys are like clones or something, right?
Yep, Generation 2, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, so I believe the lore thing is, I could be very wrong, I think the lore is that the Mercs came onto the island and they got wiped out and then they respawned because of the fucking whatever the big artificial replica, that one.
We need Lyclon here.
We need Lyclon here, yeah.
Lycla has implied before.
Do we want to call it? Do we want to call a guest appearance?
I don't know if he's gonna
Well, someone can
but...
DM him. He doesn't have to come, but we can DM him and see if he'll pop in for a second to talk about it.
Smeezel, I wanna ask you with what you said. Could you say again that they would arrive by boat? What did you say then? Something about a boat and they wouldn't come.
I was thinking about, because you're talking about the supply drop and all that, and I'm like, it seems really convoluted to do that when, if like maybe I'm imagining the human presence incorrectly. Maybe they don't have access to planes at all. But if it is working how I think it's working, like if they just can't land a plane, like in in a combat zone, they'll just fly a plane over and drop stuff. Like that's like a known practice.
Yeah, I fully get that. But what I was saying before was maybe they can't fly planes over because, I don't know, something, Quetzals will take out the planes like in the garbage last Jurassic World movie, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Well, that's assuming the planes... Okay. It depends on the size of the planes, on whether or not Quetzal would be... The Quetzal that we have, not the garbage movie, would be able to take it out.
I understand. But do you see what I'm saying? It could be something like that. They're not able to fly a plane over, but a Quetzal, that would be able to blend in with the wildlife. Maybe shit's not going to want to attack a Quetzal, but it might want to attack a plane. I don't know why, but...
I think the only problem I have with it is it feels very fantastical.
I get the concept. I get the concept, though, because in theory, if you're trying to have a stealth drop, they're not going to be paying attention. They're going to be like, oh, it's a Quetz. They're not going to be thinking, oh, we need to go there because it's going to be dropping something. Because another thing I was pointing out is that if it's the shape, it's like stealth is very much a factor in this, or like not wanting people on the ground to know what they're looking at. Like it's like a manipulation in a sense, because you're looking up in the sky. If it's far enough, you can't see any details on it. You're just seeing a silhouette, and that thing matches the silhouette of a Quetz perfectly. So you're not going to know what it is.
Sweet, you have a point there, actually.
So it's such a specific thing to have, that the fact that it's perfectly matching, it's like, like a shark looking up and seeing the shape of a human on a surfboard. They think it's a seal. The same thing is with us. Like if you had like pteranodons in the game today that were like cloned, reanimated corpses, robot things that were actually spy drones, and they were the same silhouette as a pteranodon, and they just flew by, you wouldn't give it a second thought.
This is going into pigeons aren't real territory.
Yes. No, you're right. Absolutely. I think that we need to further this narrative.
I have a thought. So we know there's like the chemtrails, but if this Quetz is also a surveillance mechanism, are there going to be other animals that robot mecha dudes that are going to be surveillance animals? Like what if there's like little tiny mecha Pterodactylus, those are little surveillance drones and stuff like that?
I had that thought too, and like maybe you have like a Protoceratops.
It's even more nefarious because they're so small, they can go other places.
Yeah.
Surveillance bracky.
Oh yeah, actually, big watchtower, nobody attacks.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It's like in Horizon Zero Dawn, the what are they called, like disc heads or something with the radar.
Long necks.
Yeah.
Tall necks. That's what they're called.
Thank you. Something similar to that. Yeah.
Fucking two Tenantos are messing up two Carnos right now.
Oh,
I'm not sure if you're on my page or anything, but I'm gonna close my
yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'm assuming whoever's watching this is they can have it. They can pull up the devblog on their own if they want to. This is assuming you've already read it.
Left.
Yes.
Sorry, I hit the wrong button.
You're good.
I was actually about to say goodbye because it's like 2 a.m. and I gotta make something to eat.
Okay.
Fair enough.
If you even want to come back, it's fine. I don't mind.
I'm probably gonna go to sleep. It's really late, but this is really fun, and I hope we get to do this again.
Okay.
Hey, next month.
Yeah, next month.
Next month, smile.
See you guys.
Yay.
Bye.
Have a great night.
See you, Flame.
Toodles.
All right, now we can talk shit about Flame freely.
Go to.
So
Are we still on Quetz, or are we?
I mean, there's a lot to discuss about it, but we can move on.
I don't want to push anything.
the only other thing I had on my mind about it that I was thinking about was the hazmat suit thing was a very subtle detail that a lot of people probably overlook or not really think about.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
But the hazmat suit flashback, you know, the flashback doesn't really matter. I think we've all kind of agreed that it's not taking place in the modern day. It's like whoever made this thing, they're showing us what that looked like when this thing was being made initially.
I mean, I'm not really with that, but I'm not going to interject. It's one person against 5, so.
Okay. I mean, you're more than welcome to elaborate.
Not a against thing, right? This is just
No, I
noodling.
know. Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the Galli Green Party is a neutral party. I don't fucking know. But yeah, so I'm open to anything. I'm just, the only thing I was going to point to was the hazmat suits. So that implies radiation or some kind of, you know, something like that. So it is what?
Some kind of hazard, I was saying.
Some kind of hazard, right? So it could be a biohazard. But I think because we're looking at a piece of machinery or whatever is part machinery, because I'm also accepting of the idea that it is probably like an augmented organism. A cyborg. A cyborg.
I mean,
you guys ever watched Invincible, the show from Amazon Prime?
Yes.
With Iron Man and everything?
Yes.
There's an episode where they, took apart the dead soldiers and everything. They made them into cyborgs. I think that's like a pretty clear allegory for this.
Really?
I was reading a lore thing today, like a lore. I think it was Light Claw's lore.
Yep.
Doc. I didn't know that Apollo Engineering started off as like a medicine sort of company.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know.
That's key for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, the jump between medicine and dinosaurs.
It's biologic.
I wish I had the quote because it was talking about like a type H was made to test medicine for like tumors and advanced growth of things and shit like that.
Yeah, with the instant healing and everything.
I forget why I brought this up, but
Do we know why they chose dinosaurs?
No, I don't think so.
No idea.
Dinosaurs are cool as fuck.
Yeah, dinosaurs are pretty
Agreed.
cool. Isn't there also like some doctor dude wants to bring back his dead wife or daughter or something? Isn't that a thing?
I don't know actually. That sounds plausible, but I can't remember that specifically.
Yeah. I should link that document. What is the word? Maybe it is document.
The doctor.
Yeah, the doctor. I'll link the doctor to y'all later.
Thanks.
But back to my point again, because we went on a small tangent. That's totally fine.
Sorry.
I'm happy about that. I'm just glad that we're able to make a conversation about it. But more content. The only thing I was pointing at is that if we're assuming that it's radioactive, then that would point to the Quetz thing running on probably a nuclear core, a mobile nuclear core. And if it's if it's a sci-fi game, then that's totally, I think, within the realm of possibility.
Yeah, it's plausible. So it's actually something that I was looking at the original concept art, the original thing that Tapwing made of the Robo Quetz. I'll go grab that and send it in like no mic or some shit, and because it has color, And to me, that made a lot of difference to the way that I kind of looked at that.
Yeah, if you want to, I'll pull that up real quick on the stream.
It was like black and tan. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was black and then it had like
gold accents.
Yeah.
Epic.
Bumblebee Quetz when?
Fuck's sake.
I gotta find some frogs, Pidge.
I mean, it's daytime now, so we can actually see them.
Right.
Even just chicken.
Let's go to the back swamp. I've seen them over there. Or spawn on the ground here. Let me know when it's posted, Mowser.
Bunch of Tennos here.
Also,
oh yeah, and also the title of it also is Spycam Quetz. So.
Yep, drone Quetz confirmed. There we go.
I'd love to see it.
You said the title of the file, or what?
The title of what Tapwing titled it is Spycam Quetz.
See this? Okay.
On her deviant art.
You can see my face here.
While that's being pulled up, by the way, can we acknowledge the fact that Mono has finally made an appearance?
Yes.
Oh my god, after so many years, he's alive.
The myth exists.
The man, the myth, the legend. So yeah, because there's obviously I'm definitely seeing what you mean, Mowser. Looking closely at this, because with looking at the design closely, we don't know if this will have changed later on. Later on or not. But there looks to be like skin elements, like actually like tangible skin elements on like the wing. You can see like the texture of the skin, so it's definitely like a biomaterial. And then the inside of it, you can see like that metallic, inner structure. So that's really interesting. It's like they kind of like cracked it open and then stuffed some shit in it, like taxidermy. Yeah. So yeah, it's.
I was thinking
freaky.
that, or they could have like a robotic skeleton inside, and then have some synthetic skin-looking thing that they meshed over it. Which could be either one. Honestly, it's probably.
Dare I say, Five Nights at Freddy's endoskeleton?
Yeah.
I knew it was all connected.
Oh god.
Do we know if Dondi rewrote any of the lore after Tapwing joined in with her contributions?
It's
not a clue.
Barely even know the normal lore or the old lore.
Right. Yeah, I don't know, but Tapwing also had the matriarch, which is actually fan art, and its progression is actually directly based on the progression system that we used to have, where it like changed forms as like it progressed, just like we did in Legacy Isle, where you started as a small creature. If anyone has to pull that up and put that in no mic as well, that would be nice. I just look up Tapwing matriarch.
Yep. God, that was such a cool concept. I remember little mosquito-looking thing at the beginning, and then it turns into a giant monster. Sick. There are like multiple pictures of it, by the way.
Yeah.
Huh?
There are multiple pictures of it, the matriarch.
You just pull up all of them.
Yeah, okay.
Or if you have like
I think that would be cool if they actually did add it as like a nod to.
I thought so too. Like it's
Legacy.
it's almost like an alternative game mode in a sense. Maybe there's different pathways like Legacy had, where it's like a matriarch that can go any which way, but it's meant to be like almost like a parasite. It starts as a parasite. So maybe it's a parasite and you can kind of like choose your path by finding a player or AI, and you attach to them and you like get their DNA or some shit, and then you fly away and like turn into that. Or
Chestburster Taco.
chest burster taco. Oh my
It's a
god.
pasta. It's a copy pasta in aisle court.
It's really funny.
But it
Wait,
actually
what?
ties into that really well. That's really weird.
What is it?
Chest burster taco, so like a alien.
Stupid.
Oh, right,
Yeah,
chest
it's like
burster.
a meme.
It's a really
Like
weird
Springtrap
coincidence.
Gops.
That's hilarious.
There we go. All the matriarch stuff in order.
You land real quick.
Where the fuck are all the chickens?
They're really pixelated though. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Probably on her like social media pages somewhere. But
DeviantArt dog. She's got a DeviantArt.
Oh, true.
we'll look at this. We'll look at it
Yeah.
on the recording here, and if it's not great quality, you can always search Tapwing's different pages.
Yeah, I
as well.
wonder, that final one, is that final one good old Megalania?
That is definitely based on
Looks like
Megalania,
it.
I would say. Like a combination of
the,
things.
Yeah, it shows it's showing in the top right too. So
Yeah.
It's always a hexapod too. It always has 6 legs.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. This. Okay. Yeah, so looking at like this first one's obviously a mosquito. Almost, it kind of looks like a small pteranodon too. Well, obviously it has like,
Yeah.
it's got like a clear membranous wing structure going on, and then like a mosquito mouth.
Looks like
Could be
a
Pterodactylus.
Rampricus is what I'm looking at.
Second one's
yeah.
like based on a raptor, but it also has those freaky fucking long ass arms. Kind of, yeah, it has its wings. It's like a fucking dragon in a way.
Mm-hmm. The next one is clearly raptor though.
Oh yeah, I know, I see that now. So maybe the second one's actually kind of pulling off of like their idea of Troodon before it was even in the game.
But it still has
Doesn't
wings.
seem like that. It looks like a combination. Yeah.
I don't know.
Take out the wings, and I can see the Troodon clear as day.
But this one's definitely based on Utah, like it's like a analog for Utah. And
Yep,
then
and
this
then
one,
Rex.
yeah.
And then we have, well, I guess Quetz in a way, but only because big flying thing.
Its flight looks weird too. Like it doesn't look like it should be able to fly. Like those wings are so thin.
Little, yeah.
I think it looks cool as fuck.
It does look cool.
Oh, agreed.
I won't deprive it of that. And then yeah, like I wonder how big that is compared, but oh well. Looks really
Is
cool
that-
nonetheless.
No, never mind. Never mind.
Well, the original description of it was starts smaller than a Compy and eventually goes bigger than a pew. So
Oh. What the hell is this supposed to be then?
not sure.
In Spain.
Either way, though, that's I guess really tangential.
So trying to see if there's anything else I wanted to cover here in this area. We kind of jumped around to Quetz.
Beipi.
I guess maybe we could talk about Allo, talk about Beipi. Probably not a lot we can really say on visual text human assets, except that they look really fucking good.
Yeah, they're like 4K. Holy.
And excited for those to be in the game. There's one thing with Wedge. Wedge mentioned some sound things I
Yes.
wanted to end up covering later that I mentioned in our group chat. But we'll come back to that. So where do we want to start with Beipi?
I guess so. We can. I'm honestly not sure where to start with. The jump already been showcased in the Discord. Well, twice before with Philippi stream now. It just looks really fun. honestly. Like, the movement is so fluid with it, and the ability to be able to jump from the water onto higher places is going to be really useful, especially when trying to escape
Yes.
Dino.
Absolutely. Yeah, I am looking at it on stream right now as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the weight of it, the weight behind it, looks like it's gonna feel really good.
And they
So
mentioned
funny.
a water walk mechanic as well, which will be exciting to see what comes with that, as they're going to revert back to more of a like stance change almost, rather than the Dino being fluid.
Yeah, that's true. You're so right about that. We talked about that a little bit, but basically what you were saying was that for the water walk, it's not going to be like Dino, where you're just like, when you're touching the water, you do a different animation, but when it touches the bottom of the bottom of the whatever water source it's in, it's going to basically latch or stick to that, like kind of like magnetic shoes on a metal surface or something. Like you're gonna stick to it like a magnet and go down across it. So it kind of like, you kind of rethink your water traversal a little bit. And it also kind of harks back and reminds me of other concepts we've looked at previously. I'm gonna actually go through phase 2 real quick and pull this up on stream too. But for Anki, for example, you see it like, it's not swimming across the water. It just like fucking like the fucking dude who
Like a hippo.
walked, yeah, like a hippo, or the guy who walked through the fucking English Channel in the metal suit. Pull this in. Or Anki was in phase 2, wasn't it?
Yes.
Scroll back on this shit. Fucking very Anki, there it is.
Also, they've said that Spino's going to be the same. It won't be like Dino, where it can go anywhere in the water. It'll be either at the surface or at the bottom.
Yeah.
Wait, for what?
A walk.
For Spino.
Right. Okay, so they did confirm that it can go to the surface or it can go to the bottom, but it's not going to be in the middle.
It's not. Yeah, no, it's not going to be in the middle.
I don't remember them saying specifically not in the middle. Maybe I'm wrong here, but I do know
It was on a live stream. Dondi was talking with Kiss, and they brought up. Sorry, there's a croc next to me. They brought up the way that Spino was going to work, and they showed a video of a hippo, and they were saying that that's what they're using as a basis for it. Is it's going to be a giant carnivorous, piscivorous, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Hippo.
Cool.
Yeah, I get that, but like, is that going to be making it restricted to only on the ground and only in the water, or?
More than likely, that's the way that hippos work.
Well, not necessarily, because Dino right now, it looks like you can technically, hippo walk on the bottom, even though it's fluid. I think
yes,
the reason
but
why
crocs work very differently.
Okay, well, I'm thinking Beipi would be separate in that case, because it may use its large claws to dig into the sediment, right?
Yeah. To me, I'm not sure about Beipi being. I don't know. Again, that was like a year ago that they talked about this Spino thing, by the way, so things could have changed. But from the concept art, from memory, I think it's still the same.
Yeah. Okay. I'm cool with that.
Overall, BP, very excited. Gonna play that a lot, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Second, I'm pulling up. Looking at the Devblog here, trying to pull some other ideas. Yeah, they have the Allo concept. So they've alluded here, or Tapwing has directly alluded to Allo having ambush abilities. So that she's mentioning how it's not going to have the speed to just straight up run down a galley, but because of it having a burst of speed, it'll be able to
sprint.
Yeah, we've been thinking about that for a long time. We've kind of thrown that idea around a lot.
It's outright confirmed, by the way.
Oh?
That's what Allo's going to have. I think it is in that dev block where what Tapwing says in her little bit below.
Specifically say that it's going to have the crouch?
They said, I don't know if it's the crouch, but they said it's going to, Tapwing said it's going to have some kind of burst of speed
Ambush.
to get the jump on thing to
sensitive
encourage, it being more of an ambush predator.
Mm-hmm. I can totally see it having the legacy ambush. That makes sense for it, but it does say ambush centered ability. It's not necessarily crouch ambush speed, right?
Well, to me,
Oh, you're probably right.
I'd say
right,
that it
yeah.
probably does have it.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's open to interpretation, technically.
Yeah, I'd be cool with it. I'm nothing against it. Like, it's so far down the road. It's not worth really even, like, for me. I mean, this is just speaking on for me personally. I don't put too much thought into it. It's a cool idea. I'm sure they'll make it work. It won't be too crazy.
I think it's
Not to mention something that Pidge brought up, is that the only animal in Legacy that has a different ambush sprint animation was Allo. So, you know.
Yeah, that's what I meant when we said we were talking about this before, is that like Pidge said, it looked different. You know, they obviously were giving it different. Yeah, like it's a little grabby, like it even is doing that in the concept art too, when it's chasing the Galli. Yeah, and then Tapwing is talking about how, like, she basically talks about every single panel that we see here in the concept art. Like, you see it, like, it's probably got the jump on that Parasaurolophus. And it's, yeah, like, inflicting some bleed or whatever, and kind of, you know, knocking it down a peg, and probably making it easier to then dispatch, you know, when it gets back with it, I guess, or something. I don't know. Kind of like a Komodo dragon, I'm thinking of in a sense. Not the same thing, but, you know.
Absolutely off topic, but Smeasel, there's a chicken here at Logbridge.
We're right there, bestie. She also talks about how, yeah, the digging, that's cool. I'm awesome. I'm cool with that. We can imagine stuff like, you mean, it literally shows a homolo right here in the concept art, being shocked that its home is now been destroyed.
I love the fact that it's an emote for that. It's so good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Also, something that I'd like to bring up that I actually very much like about the Allo concept art is that it's holding the dead Dryo, I think it is, with its claws.
Yes, and she even talks about that. Yep.
Yeah.
I was going to talk about that next.
I think that would be cool and unique if Allo was specifically better at carrying things around, because it was able to use its claws to hold it instead of just its mouth.
Yes, and I want to put a disclaimer there because let's look again at what Tapwing says exactly in the Devblog. I want to double check that before we move on. We explored the idea of it being able to dig up burrows or perhaps carry it, or perhaps, so she does put a disclaimer there saying, or a qualifier saying it will perhaps carry its food in hand rather than in mouth, so that it might still be able to call, bite, or smell. Otherwise have to put down their food and risk losing their meal or their mood. Meal? Anyways. But yeah, so it's not totally confirmed, but if it is given to Allo, I'd also like, we did talk about this. We talked about this completely separately, had this separate conversation. And if Allo gets this treatment, like other carnivores that have comparable arm proportions, like Berry or Spino, I think should also get the similar treatment where they can carry stuff, because I don't know why not. Like, I think it should be more common than not. I think it just, whatever carnivore can carry things should.
Dying, by the way.
Oh shit, it's restart.
It's restarting, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fuck! I was flying!
Me too. Rip.
There it goes. Anyway.
Anyways, no, you're totally right, Smeeze. Having that specifically be for the Allo only is a little bit weird, considering the fact that it's probably not a specific thing that one dinosaur in the world could do.
Right.
Like, you have, like I said, Berry, Suko, Spino, fucking Kyrus. Even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would just make sense for it to be a more expansive mechanic.
For sure.
Would be nice.
And Ovi being able
What
to maybe carry eggs with his hands. Same with Galli, right?
Yeah, I'm totally cool with it. I think it should be a thing. I don't know. What else can we really talk about?
Fucking
Oh,
Bryan's gonna start streaming again.
very excited for that. Yeah.
Absolutely not a lore thing or a dinosaur thing, but I think that's cool.
No, it's yeah, no, it is exciting. I've always liked Bryan's streams. But also I love his nod that he puts in here. He says, on that note, I'll likely start streaming again, so I'll have to dig out the Jerry cam again since I know you all only watch the stream for the good boy. He then says, I have quite a few good animals on my task list you'll enjoy.
Good animals being Anki.
Yes.
That's
So,
good. I like that.
Anyways.
I
Can
think
we not...
the other big thing was the calls.
Yes.
With yeah. Smeeze, you want to touch on that? You're waiting for that earlier.
Yes. So this was something that I was really excited about. Wedge brought this up. I want to pull this up on the web browser, not on... Second. I just want to see it better. There we go. I can zoom in on it. Roll down. Okay. Yeah, coming to Wedge's part. So I'm just going to read through it verbatim so you guys, I can kind of catch you up. It's not that long. So specifically the part for Pterodactylus. A bit more. He says, I've also been working on creating chorus vocal sets, much like Pterodactylus for Compy's. How do you words this weird? I completed a large group sound for the food chorus, a mob of chirping and interesting trills, as well as a handful of short alarm sounds, leaving only a chorus sound triggered by a player crossing into a territory they are inhabiting left to do. So territory is kind of a vague term. We don't really know what size they're talking about in that regard, but it's saying it's like a proximity thing. So think of like the game Evolve, for example. When you're playing in Evolve, the monster would, or even I think the humans could even trigger this too. When you,
I don't. Oh, was it? I think it was humans too, maybe. Oh, I don't.
But
I love that fucking game.
anytime you approached a corpse, it had birds on it, because so the birds had like a cooldown. Every time there was a fresh corpse that was being eaten by these birds, you would startle them. They would fly into the air and they'd make a giant noise, like a guffaw of a bunch of birds just trilling, and like Wedge is talking about here. So what could happen is, like, if there's like an old corpse, or like maybe this is similar, or maybe the birds are just hanging out, like they're just there. Maybe they're just like flying around, and then they get startled by something and they alarm everything around them to where something is, kind of like a broadcast, and you can go kind of see what is there. But it's just another way to telegraph location. So like, say a baby stego is hiding in the corner of the map. So they've talked about this as well, where if a player is AFK or sitting in one spot for too long, the birds will kind of congregate, and they probably start giving away its location if it hangs out in one spot for too long. So that could be interesting. But I don't know how you'd balance that as well, because you kind of have to think about nesting as well. So maybe nesting, I don't know, maybe nesting gets like a pass, but
Earlier, I don't actually remember where it was, but they do talk about Compy getting attacks, like having
Yes, we did.
they're going to go after nests.
Yep, fresh spawns everywhere.
Yeah.
So fresh spawns have to fight against. It's like Dino Baby Fight Club. They're just fighting off because the parents can't fight back the thing unless they're biting. But you have to be really precise about that because if you bite your fresh spawn baby, whatever you are, you'll just fucking immediately kill them. So you got to be careful about that. But but anyways, that's just what I wanted to cover because I just think that the idea of those birds alerting you to players' locations is really interesting, and it could also, they'll probably also associate it with mega packs too to make it even more obvious that there's a bunch of dinos in one spot, because it would make sense that a bunch of like scavenging birds would either gather there because they expect there to be food, or there already is a dead body that's been sitting there. Like they've been maybe there's a mega pack there. They've been fighting things and killing things for a while, and bodies are just kind of collecting. And you're gonna see a giant collection of birds in the distance, and it's gonna be like ominous. And you'll be like, "Oh, okay, I won't go that way." If you're small, but if you're big, like a scavenger, like a Cerato, you're like, "Oh, well, that's an opportunity probably for me to go over there and find what I need, which is a dead body." That's all I really have for that. And if there's anything that Kissin kind of threw into her part that we could talk about.
My miss is not being worked.
Oh.
Or it is.
Oh, Pidge, yeah.
What?
What the fuck?
Felipe said in a previous stream that Gallimimus he would probably save for the devlog, but alas, the only Gallimimus we see is it getting picked up away from a Quetz.
Well, no, even in let me pull up the thing. In the very last paragraph, it's talking about Galli and Cerato's
not being worked on as much
they're
so
just
they can
being
do
slowed
BB.
down.
Well, they said that Beipi is done so that they could go back into working on.
Animation work on the Ceratosaurus and Gallimimus has slowed down as we've increased production, but those two haven't been nearly as complicated to work with. Then she goes on to mention Dryo rework.
I'm excited.
Yep, burrowing, and then new player experience. Thank God.
Yeah, give a little tutorial for players.
Tutorial,
Yeah,
please.
that's huge. I mean, it can't go understated. Like we talk about that all the time. Like there's so many people I want to introduce this game to, but I would never do it because there's no proper tutorial, and I'm not going to sit there for 10 hours explaining and trying to justify why there's no explanation for basic things that no one is going to understand or want to understand.
Yeah.
And they're not gonna, it's annoying. So it's like, yeah, just come on, just fucking do that already. So
you mean you don't want to write a 10-page essay for your new players?
I saw one of the mods, I think it was Crinity, who posted a fan-made control scheme, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that thing is complicated. Holy.
Is Crinity a girl?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I think she made that, right? Did she make that?
I'm pretty sure she did, yes.
Good for her.
And they did address that they take the epilepsy seriously. Thank God.
Oh my, thank you.
I think it went without stating a little, like of course they care about it, but yeah.
No, people just imagining, why aren't the devs doing anything about the epilepsy? And meanwhile, the devs are screaming, we don't care about epileptic people.
Oh my God.
Oh, man. Natural selection, something.
Oh no.
God damn it, Mowser.
Oh, man.
Average Allo quarter mindset.
Oh, dude, average Path of Titans player mindset.
Oh, yeah.
No scent. Can't smell.
We don't need scent. Smile.
How to track.
An epic ability for another paid DLC dino later.
We're gonna get so much hate comments on this stupid video.
Fully.
Well, they have to. Well, this is the end. We're getting to the end of it, so they're not gonna get this far, anyways.
Fully.
Rambled for so long.
Pidge, never back down or apologize.
Is there any final thoughts? Anything y'all were sitting on that you remember that you want to talk about, or?
Let me skim through it really quick. There might be something. I wanted to mention the dry art rework, but it's really not that big of a deal since we don't know anything about it. You know, Viztech did talk about a damage pass. He was talking, like he could partially commit to a damage pass.
Right.
So we're going to see the Merc buildings eventually become more and more damaged over time without maintenance, right? And since they do have to, that we know of, they will have to go in and repair a bunch of stuff, get it up and running again. So that begs the question as to what resources are they going to use to repair it, and how would they find it?
Me and my beach bops going out to collect rock.
God.
I'd imagine you could
You meant
probably.
beast.
Oh yeah, true. If I could go crush up some bugs and make some cement and paste. I'd imagine that it would be from you go out and scavenge things from some of the larger buildings, like the docks, some of the big warehouses, maybe, and then you go and get, there'll be beams or there'll be this, that, and the other. You can salvage broken parts of other buildings and then repair yours with those parts.
So you're going to have Merc warfare depending on what settlement they choose, defending it.
Yeah, that's something that I'm kind of worried about.
Mercenaries. They're just construction workers. They're just fighting over resources.
Its own game right there, Pidge.
Yeah, there you go.
Aside from the obvious hilarity of that, I am excited to see what kind of aspects that brings to Merc gameplay, because I, for one, am very excited for humans.
Yeah, me too.
They sure are something. What they talk about lights being lore related? What's that about?
Lore related? Did they?
Yeah.
I
Something about
know they had automatic lights.
Yeah, an automatic light system, and then it tying like loosely into lore. Is it the Merc's bedtime? Do they go to bed? Like,
Well,
night?
when they say lore related,
Lights out.
there might be like either an implied or like historical, like within the experience of these mercenaries, there was a threat that would occur only when it's dark out, so they would have automatic lights to make sure that it was deterring a specific threat, is what it seems like to me.
Trudons get
Okay.
balls after 9 o'clock. Must be inside.
They all drink Red Bulls collectively.
Don't get the Troodon wet, it will turn into a monster.
Yeah.
Gremlin
This
tie-in.
darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, if it's gonna be loosely lore related, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe it's gonna like Flash Morse code or something like that, or
We have
I
that,
don't know,
though.
something similar.
Or I think we do. We had it in Legacy.
Yeah, so I mean, why not
guess,
take
yeah, that
that
would-
concept and move it over?
You're so right, bestie. That would track.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it, though.
Yeah, pretty much. It is a good devlog, full of a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I agree.
Juicy.
Mowser, any final thoughts?
Sorry, I'm too busy thinking about your mother at the moment.
Okay. Oh,
Okay, wow, damn.
with his brain rot out of the way.
Sorry, Mowser, I was letting your mother out the door. What were you saying? What? I'm sorry. She should be on her way back to make you some dinner.
Very good. Dinner at 2:30. 2:30, yeah. Dinner time for me.
Well, she's got to get it. She's got to get it.
All the way across the world.
She's got to get it done early so she has time to come back tonight.
She was too busy finding the aisle.
Too busy to surviving it. Oh, lordy. Okay. So I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I guess thank you guys for being a part of this. I know we lost 2 people along the way. Tgramzz is still in the call. He fell asleep probably less than 10 minutes, 15 minutes into it.
Can we like put a
How the
timestamp?
fuck?
Can we put a timestamp where we hear Tgramzz?
I'm gonna put it on
Oh,
the YouTube video fully. I'm gonna put a little
Yeah,
chapter mark
Smeezel.
where Tgramzz fell asleep.
You gotta do. You gotta do.
You're gonna see. You'll see
before
like
Tgramzz
you'll see
was
like
asleep
this.
after.
It'll be this full like over an hour long video, and you'll see like at the first like 1/5 quarter mark, you'll see a little niche that says Tgramzz falls asleep.
Tgramzz fell asleep. Mowser mother joke.
Yes.
Yeah. Not
Um,
the actual important stuff, but just any odd quirk that happens.
my microphone just picked up me my stomach grumbling.
Yep.
Epic.
Awesome.
Have
no, you're
a
hungry.
have a stamp for every time me and Flam talk over each other and go, oh nope, you go.
You guys are both so polite. It's very funny. Oh, please, after you.
I don't know. Yeah, I'd like to do more of these in the future and do stuff like this. I mean, obviously, anyone who watches streams has seen y'all before. We'll see you more in the future. I'm really don't know what to say here. Thank you for watching.
Plug your socials. Like and subscribe.
Plug your socials.
Guys, make sure to absolutely bomb the fuck out of the subscribe button, please.
Yeah, if you made it this far and you have gotten past
the video.
you've gotten
New Zealander.
you've gotten past all the banter.
Repost on Reddit.
Yeah, make sure you follow me on Twitch. It's where I'm most active. Is I go stream stuff on there. I play the Isle and other games. I make art. I play the Isle with Pidge and Mowser and Extatixz and Tgramzz and Flamingo and other people. Yeah, make sure you subscribe to the channel because I'm still figuring this stuff out. And I thought this would be a really easy way to get information about the devblog out instead of having Bucka edit it for 10 days. Because I sent him like 1.5 trillion clips that he had to put together and it made him go into a psychotic breakdown. That's not really true. It's half true.
Are you posting this whole VOD?
Yeah.
Might as well, yeah.
Oh no! Oh god!
Why not?
Unedited, raw. Well, yeah. Thank you very much for having us, Smeezel. It was really fun. If anyone
there really wasn't a lot of dead air, to be honest. But okay. Anyways, yeah. Thank you so much, Extatixz. Yeah. Make sure you follow on Twitch. Like I said, same name, Smeezel. Subscribe to the channel. Give us your feedback in the comments. Make sure you don't have any bad takes.
Yeah, and if you see any of us on Discord, come say hi.
Yeah, if you're in the official Discord,
with any of their opinions, there will be a message for you in your mailbox. Please check it at 15:05 in the afternoon. It is not a pipe bomb.
Make sure
you open it with your face first towards it.
Yeah, but so you definitely won't see Mowser in the Discord because he knows better, but you'll definitely see the mentally ill folks like me, Extatixz, and Pidge and Flamingo hanging out in the Isle official Discord. You can
But you will see me on my live stream.
Mowser, I was gonna plug Mowser as well. Mowser also live streams on Twitch at Mowser23. If you like his funny voice. You can go listen to him there.
So funny.
And if you really did make it this far, thank you so much. I know we're very entertaining and funny people, and you're definitely listening to this right now. So, dog bless you and have a wonderful day. Goodbye. Everyone say bye.
Bye.